And now to the club's mission. Our mission at Pecten Toastmasters is to provide a mutually supportive and positive learning environment in which every member has the opportunity to develop oral communication and leadership skills, which in turn fosters self confidence and personal growth. And with that said, I would say once again, welcome to Pecten Toastmasters Club meeting. We are delighted to have you join us this evening out of your very busy day and busy schedule. A few housekeeping rules just to make sure that we keep everything nice and tidy. Please mute yourselves if you're not speaking, and if you must speak, use the raise hand icon or emoticon rather to indicate that you need to speak. So you can unmute and then go ahead to do so. It's a virtual meeting, so the only way we really can engage is by using the chat box. So please, we want the chat area to be very, very active during the course of the meeting, whether we're giving feedback or anything like that, whatever it is, just make sure that that area is filled with engagements. Whatever your TMOD tells you to do, please do it. Finally, let's keep conversations respectful. It's part of our core values. Let's keep conversations respectful and just stay away from things that could make others potentially uncomfortable during the course of this meeting. We are delighted to have you. And with that said, I would like to make welcome to the virtual lectern, the woman who leads the club. But most importantly, we like her because she's Madam Enjoyment. Ladies and gentlemen, Toastmasters and guests, please let's make welcome to the virtual lectern Toastmaster Ekwuchi Joy James, the president of Pecten Toastmasters, for our opening remarks. And the lectern is yours, Toastmaster Eki. Is she here?
Please confirm that you can hear and see me.
Yes, 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 yes. It's a bit quiet in here
Great,
today.
great. I see the love emoticons on Toastmaster Ubong's frame. The person seems excited to see me. Anyway, the network today is doing the most, so I need to. Oh dear. Hello? Professor
You're
Olem, please
audible
confirm you
now.
can. Okay, great, great, great. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. It's a rainy day here in Port Harcourt, and we all know what happens when it rains. Sometimes the network gets all mumbled up, and a lot of things happen while it's raining. I'm excited to be here this evening. I see a lot of profile pictures. I'd love to see more faces, though. I wish I could see more faces, but I see really beautiful and handsome photos still. We're hoping that as the meeting runs, we get to see more faces. Festina Lente, I wish this theme would not end. You know, those was all them. Can we have one more week? Can we have one more week of Festina Lente? Oh
Yeah, I
my,
totally agree.
I love this theme. It's so reflective. It's so intense. It's so thought provoking. It's something that it's more than a theme. It's more than a theme. It's something that has really, really, really helped me. It's helped me reflect, and it's played out in a lot of decisions I've made over the past few weeks. So thank you all for being a part of our meetings up until today. Today promises to be yet another amazing meeting. You know what to expect from Pecten. I shouldn't be the one telling you. If you know, you know, right? So I just want you to sit back, relax, enjoy yourself, learn, learn. That is our watchword. If you come to a Pecten meeting and you do not learn anything, money back guarantee. Come to my DM. Come to Dr. Olem's DM. Drag us on social media, right? But you must definitely leave with something. Please, it's not too late to call or invite your friends to come in. Post the flyer on your status. Do not enjoy alone. Make sure that other people come and enjoy with you. This theme is, so what? I'll just give you an example. A member who hasn't given a speech in a long time came across the theme of this month, and guess what? that person is going to give a speech today. It motivated him to start to resume his Toastmasters journey. Do you understand? That's what Pecten does for you. Make haste slowly. This thing is very powerful. Measure twice, cut once. The traditional carpentry proverb, and I totally agree. Ladies and gentlemen, without saying too much, I want you to enjoy the show. I'm going to get out of your face. I want to introduce somebody who would take the affairs of this meeting to another level. I'm particularly excited to introduce this person because I've sat in meetings that she's run, and I know. See, I told you about money back guarantee. This is my mouth is even how they say in local parlance. My mouth is stronger, knowing that this is a Toastmaster of the day, DTM Chidi Chukwudi-Madu. She is a business analyst. She's a member of Lente Toastmasters Club, AWN Toastmasters Club, and Lighthouse Prestige Toastmasters Club. She loves to dance, volunteer, play tennis, and combat sports. Her favorite quote is, I've learned that people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. And that's a quote by Maya Angelou. I particularly love this quote as well. Ladies and gentlemen, Toastmasters and guests, friends, those that are in line for a great time, join me as I welcome the Toastmaster of the day, the one and only DTM Chidi Chukwudi-Madu. I don't see the hand class, I don't see the emojis, I don't see anything. I can tell her to go back. You know I'm the president. There we go. All right.
Thank you most graciously, Madam President, and thank you very much for dragging everyone out of their comfort zone. You're like, they've not heard my story. I know how to do shakara when I'm in charge of the meeting. So if I did not get those applauses and those accolades, I will just remain behind my avatar and I will continue sipping my juice, orange juice. Don't worry, I will not say wine because I know it's evening, but it's perhaps too early for me to begin to wind down. It's not a Friday yet. Good afternoon, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It's a virtual meeting. I don't know who's joining us from the other side of the wall. People who've jumped into the 16th of April. Some people are still in the 14th. Well, here we are. It's the 15th of April, and we're definitely going to have a fun time this afternoon. Please, if you are able to, can I have you put your videos on? Please. Why? Because it's a virtual meeting, and I want to see faces. I am not among the school of thought of, oh, just put your videos off. We're saving bandwidth. Don't worry, our bandwidth will carry it. If you're able to put your videos on, because how can we have fun if we cannot see ourselves? How do we know you're having fun? How do we know we're actually connecting with you? If we can't enjoy the sight of your beautiful and handsome faces. Thank you very kindly. Thank you so much. And welcome to the Pecten meeting for this week. Madam President has done a fantastic job of introducing us to the theme for the month. And Oghoin-olem will tell you, when I saw the theme, I was like, woo-hoo, oh yes, I love this. Because why? Who doesn't love to have fun? And who doesn't love to be motivated? So here we are today. Because you know, you can only take a horse to the stream, but you cannot force that horse to drink. So if you want to be a part of the meeting, if you want to be impacted, you need to open yourself up. Be ready to have fun, be ready to learn, be ready to impact and be impacted, because that's why we all are here. Today, I will be your guide, the Toastmaster of the day, master of ceremony. Call me whatever you want to call, but make sure it's a good name, because I will know. If you just whisper to the side and say something funny, I will hear you. My ears are wider than those of the elephants. Huh? I will hear it. And I know how to perceive and sniff out people from wherever they are. Today, I will be your Toastmaster of the day. But I have someone who's going to help me navigate this meeting. In Toastmasters, we know we're all about feedback. And feedback is the tool that we use to improve ourselves. So that person is who I love to call my 2IC. My 2IC is the person in Toastmasters that we call the general evaluator. And the general evaluator for today's meeting is a gentleman who just thrown his picture on my face. I was going to give you some hint about who he is, but the cat has been let out of the bag. As Zoom Master is over. Hey, this efficiency is on another level. Our general evaluator today is Toastmaster Shehu Abu. He's a public servant with a development financial institution, member of Phoenix Toastmasters Club, who enjoys football, not surprised. He enjoys dancing, interesting. He's political and economic analysis. Now that's it, and a very interesting combination. Don't get him started today. Let's just face our fun time. Toastmaster Shehu's favorite quote is, life is 10% what you make it and 90% how you take it. Please join me to welcome to the virtual lectern our general evaluator to introduce himself and members of his team who help us ensure that today's meeting passes that quality check. Toastmaster Shehu, you have control of the virtual lectern.
Thank you very much for that beautiful introduction, Toastmaster of the day. Can we all confirm you can hear me and see me at the same time?
Absolutely.
Okay. Good evening, Toastmasters and guests. My name, just like rightly introduced, is Toastmaster Festina Lente. I love the word so much. I think I just picked it out for the first time. And just like Madam President earlier spoke, your money back if you don't learn something. But I just learned one. Hopefully I'll pick up others. And if I don't pick up others, I'll drag you or I'll just come to pick up some cash because my time is actually money. So my role this evening as the general evaluator is what I liken to a co-pilot in a plane with my TMOD as the pilot. And my role is to keep a bird's eye view on the proceedings of today's meeting, to check all technical areas so as to enable the pilot concentrate and take us safely to our destination. But in getting that started and in doing a perfect job, I do have a team of role players. And I'll be calling on them in no particular order to come and tell us a bit of what their role entails. And the first on my list is the grammarian, Toastmaster Lydia Ewedika. Toastmaster Lydia Ewedika, you have the virtual lecture.
Thank you so much, the General Evaluator, and good evening, Toastmasters and guests. As your grammarian today, it's my job to listen keenly and attentively to every person that speaks. I'm going to listen, to observe and take note of proper use and improper use of language. I'm also going to take note of very interesting words and quotes used during a speech. As a grammarian, it's also my job to introduce the word of the day. And the word of the day for today's meeting is purposive. Purposive. Can any Toastmaster please unmute to pronounce the word of the day? Can anybody do that?
Purposive.
Purposive. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Olem. The word means having or tending to fulfill a conscious purpose or design, made or given or done with full awareness of what one is doing. As an adverb, is used as purposively, and as a noun is used as the word purposiveness. So examples of this use of the word in its sentence is she made a purposive effort to keep the audience engaged. Toastmaster Paul delivered his speech purposively. Synonyms include deliberate, intentional, and conscious. So we are all urged to infuse the word of the day in our speeches today. And in the end, I'll be back to give us a report of how well we infuse the word of the day in our speeches. Thank you, and it's back to you, the general evaluator.
Toastmaster Shehu, we can't hear you. There is some noise in the background.
So can
It
you
has
hear me
stopped
now?
perfectly.
Okay. Thank you very much, General Grammarian. That was a very purposive rendition of your role. And I will assure all of you, I can assure all of you that tonight's meeting is going to be purposive. So moving on to our next role player, we'll be calling on our counter, Toastmaster Oluwafemi Vincent. Toastmaster Oluwafemi Vincent, you have the virtual lecture.
Thank you very kindly, the General Evaluator. Greetings to you, dear Toastmasters and guests. Today, as your counter, I am saddled with the responsibility to note words used as crutch or pause filler by anyone who speaks today. I will listen for overused words, including well, so, but, and you know. In addition, I will also listen to filler sounds, including ha, and etc. I will also note when the speaker repeats a word multiple times, such as I, and, so, dismiss, etc. I will be back to report the number of times that each speaker used these expressions. Additionally, I will also serve as a listening evaluator, which is responsible to assess how attentive we are during this meeting. And I will be back to give an assessment on how effective we are in this meeting. Back to you, the General Evaluator.
Thank you very much, our counter Toastmaster Oluwafemi. We'll be moving on swiftly to our timer for the evening. And our name is none other than Toastmaster Favor. Eweka. Is it a Mecca now? Toastmaster Favor, you have the virtual lecture. Hello,
Please
can
confirm
someone hear me?
Please confirm you can hear me.
Loud and clear, Toastmaster Favor.
Thank you. Thank you, our General Evaluator. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. As a timer, I will time the table topic speakers, prepare speeches and evaluations. I will also alert each speaker of the time they have left using the green, the yellow, and the red background, which denotes specific time remaining. In today's meeting, we have 3 prepared speeches. Each speech is slated for 5 to 7 minutes. At 5 minutes, I will change my background to the green card. This is the green card. So at 6 minutes, I will change my background to the yellow card. Then at 7 minutes, I will also change my background to the red card. Table topic speakers should limit their remarks to no more than 2 minutes. At 1 minute, I will change my background to the green card. At 1 minute, at 1 minute 30 seconds, I will change my background to yellow card. At 2 minutes, I will change my background to red card. The individual evaluations are between 2 to 3 minutes. At 2 minutes, I will also change my background to the green card. At 2 minutes 30 seconds, I will change to the yellow card. And at 3 minutes, I will change to the green card. All speakers have a grace period of 30 seconds and beyond. 30 seconds beyond their allocated time to wrap up. I'll be back to give the timer's report when called upon. When called upon to do so. Thank you, and it's over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you very much.
Toastmaster Shehu, we have that sound coming back again.
Is it okay now?
Yeah, it is now.
Toastmaster Oghoin-olem, you're very propulsive. All right. Thank you very much, everyone. As you can hear from all our role players and all of my team members, we are set for a propulsive evening. So to get the right kicking and get us all flowing in the same direction, I'll be handing over to our own DTM, the Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Chidi, Chukwudi-Madu. And when called upon, I will, after this, I'll be back when called upon to give a propulsive feedback on my own observation at the end of the meeting. Over to you, our TMOD, Toastmaster Chidi, Chukwudi-Madu, DTM. You have the virtual lectern, TMOD.
Thank you very kindly, the General Evaluator. Thank you to yourself and your team. You have introduced your role to us and you have done it in a purposive manner. There's this saying that wisdom is not in doing things faster, but in taking the time to do them well. No one knows who the original sayer of this quote is, but it's something that has stayed with us for years and centuries. And our general evaluator and his team has basically leaned towards the saying. There's no wisdom in doing things faster, but in taking the time to do them well. So thank you very kindly to you and your team once again. And now we will move into the first official segment of the meeting. Well, for me, it's the second official segment, because the first official segment is getting to meet everyone who will be serving everyone. Now we'll meet some more and we would have fun in this particular segment. Because why? It is table topics. This is one segment that I love. Why? Because it makes us think on our feet. You think, you put your thoughts together and you speak in a meaningful manner. And it's a wonderful opportunity for us to practice responding to questions with purpose, without preparation, and to deliver clear and impactful thoughts on the spot. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, do you know that the essence of Festina Lente is embodied in table topics? Does anyone know that? Just think about it. Think about the theme, think about table topics. They go hand in hand. Why? Because during table topics, we take the time to compose ourselves and we respond with intention. We're not in a hurry to just push out words. We think, we coordinate, we compose, and we speak. To take us through this segment this evening, or afternoon, or morning, choose whichever suits you, is a young lady that, if I begin to speak about her, people begin to wonder, what else now? She's someone who is very unassuming, but has got a lot of power packed within her. She will show up and show out. And I think my first official engagement with her was during the District 94 conference in Abuja. I think that was our first official engagement where we actually had time to speak. Or before it's been club meetings, see her from afar. And there I began to make sense of her essence. Toastmaster Kofo is a social media manager. She's a member of Surulere Toastmasters Club. She is currently the VP of Surulere Toastmasters Club. She enjoys reading and journaling. And her favorite quotes is, "It is the possibility of having a dream come true that makes life interesting." Absolutely. I would know that this would be her favorite quote because this definitely does summarize her personality. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, do not run away. It's table topics, and we have a charming young lady as our table topics master today. Please join me to welcome to the virtual lifetime, Toastmaster Kofo. Toastmaster Kofo, you have control of the virtual lifetime.
Thank you very much, TTM. Thank you very much. Please confirm that you can see and hear me.
Absolutely.
Okay, perfect. So today I'm going to be your table topics master for this meeting. And when Madam TMOD talked about the table topic session and how it relates to this segment of the meeting, I was like, that's very creative. That was really beautiful, Ma. Thank you very much. Now, the table topic session is the part of the meeting that we get to think on our feet. It's the part of the meeting that you get called to speak without preparation. Now, you're going to be wondering, why would I want to do that? I have the answer for you. Imagine you're in a meeting at work and your boss says, that presentation you were talking to me, that presentation you were compiling, come and present it now to me. And then you're lost. But with table topics, you get to prepare for those battles that you don't know that you have to fight. And one of them is randomly giving a presentation at work. So I see that you can see why it's important. But now I won't just throw you into the ocean without teaching you how to swim. And this is how we swim during table topics. I have about 4 tips, but the first one is three in one. So the first one is ensure that your table topic speech has an introduction, a body, and a conclusion. Now, I know there are timing rules, and when you see the red card from the timer, that doesn't mean you should run off the stage, the virtual lectern. You have about 30 seconds to complete your speech. So this gives you enough time to find a conclusion for your table topics. The next tip I'll give you after following the timing rules is to try to ensure that you address the table topics question. While you don't necessarily have to follow everything, answer the question, you can answer it in a way that you can give a different opinion to what the question is. But as long as it's your idea, it's original. And the third tip I'll say is give a personal story. Stories are what helps you connect with your audience, and you should treat table topics as your regular speeches too. So try to infuse a story about you, about someone else, just something to connect with us. So now that I've taught you how to swim, I hope that we're ready to hold the table topics and get into it. Do we have any volunteers? Volunteers? I'll have to call names if I don't get volunteers. Toastmaster Ubong.
Okay, I'm all yours.
Okay.
Use me as you please.
Welcome. So,
Thank you.
I have 4 questions, and you can pick anyone from 1 to 4, and then I'll give you the question.
2 is the magic number.
2. Okay, I like 2 too. That's a bold choice. So the question says, tell us about a moment when being patient paid off. Tell us about a moment when being patient paid off.
Thank you very much, Table Topics Master of the Day. We live in a world where everything moves in a very fast pace. In fact, we used to think that change was a constant thing, but now the rate at which change is changing is even marveling to us. Things are becoming very fast. Tick, 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 tick. Before you know it, time ticks away. But if you can just slow things down, it allows you recollect the moment, you reflect, and you see when you can pick out those times to cherish. I had this one moment in my life where things were moving so fast and in the negative direction. Yes, at times when people hear this, people hear you say things are moving fast, they feel it's moving in the right direction. But it was moving in the other direction. It seems as though when I make one step forward, I'm making two steps backward and at a faster pace. So I had to slow things down and say, what am I doing wrong? What am I not doing right? What lesson do I have to learn that I haven't picked yet? And it was at that point that I learned that being patient pays off. Because instead of gunning for the things I wanted, I had to wait for the right time. Like a lion would wait for the prey for that right moment. I waited, knowing very well that if I am impatient, I will go hungry. I waited. And when the right time came, we all know that patience is one of the virtues of the world's most greatest leaders. You need to be patient as a leader in Toastmasters. You need to see yourself listen, wait, think, and learn. Because when we talk of patience, it is the moment where you can slow things down and see things just for what they are. Well, the world is fast, but you can choose to slow it down with patience. Over to you, Table Topic Master.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Ubong. That was beautiful. Things moving fast doesn't always mean they are moving in the right direction. That was what I gleaned from that. Now, do we have another volunteer, preferably a guest? Would anyone like to volunteer? I would like to call on Aline. Aline, please, are you here with us?
I see Toastmaster Paul Colette's hand up.
Okay, Toastmaster Paul, please, can you unmute yourself? Toastmaster Paul, please, can you unmute yourself?
You're still muted.
Okay, Aline, are you able to unmute yourself?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Thank you very much. So you have numbers 1, 3, and 4. Would you like to pick a number?
1.
That's a brilliant choice. So the question of number 1 says, can you share a time when going slowly actually helped you achieve something faster in the long run? Can you share a time when going slowly helped you achieve something faster in the long run?
Yes, good evening. Sorry, I can't get my video to come on. And the last time I was told that they should be watching my face. Unfortunately, the video is not going on. But let me just share this time with you. That was at the time when I was waiting for my PhD defense. And then it was terrible because I returned from Bamako with my thesis I submitted. And the university told me that they lost my file. Lost in the department, lost in the faculty, lost at the graduate school. and it was really bad. So what I did was to forget about the defense and then started praying. Every day I would go to the department and ask them what is going on. Then someday, because I was idle, my supervisor asked me to clean her office. Now, when I'm cleaning, I move every item of furniture in the house. So I moved this cabinet to realize that somebody dropped my file under the cabinet. So I screamed and I sent for my supervisor. When they came, I lifted the cabinet and everybody saw my file there. Now, it was, if I had taken action like going to court or reporting people, I don't think I will ever defend. But because I took it as well, it is my faith. Let me just keep calm and be praying about it. Eventually, they found it. Surprisingly, at the University of Ibadan, they found my file in the department today. Tomorrow, they found the file of the faculty, and after tomorrow, they found the file at the graduate school. And today, I'm a professor of the university. So really, sometimes when things are tough, changing gear to go to a low gear is important. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That was a beautiful story. That was really inspiring. Toastmaster Ubong said village people. So, Toastmaster TM Chidi said, move every furniture piece. So now we'll be taking the last table topics. Do we have any volunteers in the room? Toastmaster Paul, are you ready? Toastmaster Ruben.
Good evening. I wish you didn't see that. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening. So would you like to take the table topics question, the final one?
Network that's crappy. Apologies. Do you get to repeat that?
Okay, so what question would you like? Question 3 or question 4?
I'm so sorry. My network is crappy.
Okay, no problem. I will just call on someone else.
Thank you.
Naimeka Onyagba, please can you unmute yourself? Do we have any volunteers? Naimeka. Cheesy.
She's a Toastmaster.
Tobes.
Toastmaster. Emmanuel Bello, do you want to take a shot?
Oh, we're taking just guests, right?
Yeah, but no guest has answered so far, so it would be nice to have a guest.
Okay.
It's Lifer here.
What of Miracle?
Hello, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you.
I don't know what's wrong. What happened to my system? I couldn't speak with that. So you'll have to go to leaders next to use our own. So
Okay.
yeah.
We have questions 3 and questions 4. Question 3 and question 4.
Let me go with 4.
Okay. So the final question is, how can we teach young people the value of patience in this world where we value instant gratification? How can we teach young people the value of patience in this world where we value instant gratification?
Okay. How can we teach the young people the value of patience in this world that they come again? That what?
In this world where we value instant gratification.
I think to start from our home, our parents, being able to inculcate that into the children as they are growing up. So parents has a major role to play in that, because when a parent doesn't really know the importance of patience, they may not impact it on their children. I'm looking at what is going on now. Everybody's trying to get it fast, 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 fast. There is a saying that goes, "A patient dog eats the fattest bone." It's really like is a real thing, but some person don't really believe that. You should have patience and be able to get something. For example, you want to graduate, but you don't want to like go to lectures, attend lectures, learn. You want to become a medical doctor, for example, but you want to pass through that stress of um bending down to read like 8 hours, 12 hours, and then you want to become a nurse. You want to pass that stress of um writing entrance exam, going for an interview, writing another exam, then stay for 6 months, write another exam. If you fail, you go. You don't want to sit down and undergo two rigorous processes. These things helps to build us to be able to withstand so many pressures and issues that will come and will make us to be who we want to be in life. Nothing good comes easy. So it is a thing for our parents to put us through, put that thing in us for us to understand that these things doesn't really come easy that way. When you get it easy, it goes away faster. But when you get it easy, get it slowly, it becomes yours and become part of you. It's a thing that has to do with life. For example, someone like me, when I was in school, I from ab initio, I know that nothing good comes easy. So I know that I have to sit down on my desk and wait for 6, 8, 12 hours for me to get that particular thing. Because in my exam, I cannot just go and write and pass. No, I have to sit down and study and make that thing to be part of me for me to execute. If not, I will not do well. So during my school days in nursing, you must have to read. You cannot get it easily. People that goes through that way, they expel them and then they send them out to school. So if this particular period of time in our life, it's very important that our parents should do the needful by inculcating into their children the importance of patience in their life, because it helps them to get what they want and be who they want to be in life. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That was really beautiful. Charity begins at home, they say, and your speech basically embodied that. Thank you very much. And now we have come to the end of the table topic session, and I would like to encourage all of us to participate in table topics. The theme of today's meeting is a charge for us to pause and reflect, and we can do this through table topics. It's a way for us to make a slowly, like the Toastmaster of the day said, and I encourage us to always look forward to participating in table topics. And thank you very much. It has been nice being your table topics master for the meeting. And I'd like to hand over the lectern back to the Toastmaster of the day, TM Chigozie. Please, you have the lectern.
Thank you most graciously, table topics master, Toastmaster Kofo. Thank you so much for those questions. Absolutely thought-provoking. It said that to act with purpose is to turn a moment of uncertainty into a moment of clarity. And this you have helped us through the questions that you have put forth in the table topics. I mean, it was a fantastic session. I thought your questions absolutely helped our respondents, and even those of us who did not respond, to actually think purposively. And to everyone who's participated, thank you for using the power of while responding with intention. Now, we'll do a bit of a pivot, and we'll listen to someone who will thrill us. I say thrill us because I know the volume of work that has been going on the background to make sure that we have a fantastic time in the coming months. And this is about the Toastmaster Nigerian Conference 3.0. Those of us who've participated in the last two conferences, you agree with incrementally engaging, incrementally impactful, and absolutely incrementally fun. 1.0 held in Abuja, it was off the charts. We thought, oh, how can we top this? 2.0 was in Lagos. Those of us in Lagos, like, we need to do something beyond what the folks in Abuja have done to show them that, look, we are the ones who have that higher authority when it comes to learning and fun. And now it's 3.0. And we have no other than our chairman here who has all the information about the conference. And for the next few minutes, he's going to be sharing some insights, introducing what we should expect in the conference, and doing what, charging us to begin to prepare ourselves to make ourselves available. Mr. Chairman, Toastmaster Ubong, you have control of the virtual lectern, and I'm excited to hear the news and the message you have for us this evening.
All right, thank you very much, Madam Toastmaster of the day. I wish I had the grace of time to tell you all about the preparations made towards achieving what I will call the storm is coming. Yeah, Olem, you heard me. Yes, the storm is coming. But unfortunately, I just have 3 minutes to let you know that if the first conference and the second were that good, so now imagine what you're going to experience if you dare make it to Akwa Ibom State for Toastmasters Nigerian Conference 3.0. This is not an Akwa Ibom thing. This is not your premier speaker thing. This is Division F hosting the Toastmasters Nigerian Conference 3.0. So all of us on this call, we have to throw in our weight to ensure that this is a success, regardless of our location. So what will it take to register? It's just 35,000 naira as an early bird. That between now and the 4th of May, you have the grace of saving yourselves the hassles of 15,000 naira leaving your pocket or your account. So make do with the opportunity of the early bird and get yourself registered. 35,000 naira. Do well to carry physically. Drag someone along. Let someone tag along with you. Get someone in the bus, in the car, on the plane, and ensure that the person makes it to. Nobody misses that conference. It's going to be thrilling. It's going to be mind engaging. We will have purposive, thrilling moments. So please, don't miss it. We have lined up of activities made for you: the cultural display, cultural events, the karaoke, the award night, the gala night, and we also will have a moment where we'll get our guests to go around enjoying the hospitality that our state Akwa Ibom offers. I know the feeling I do get each time I come to Port Harcourt, either for club officers training, concerts, or just merely wanting to attend Toastmasters in Port Harcourt. Now, please, I'm begging you, avail me the opportunity to do you one solid and pay back the favor. So, as a show of good faith, please ensure that everyone in the corners of your club gets to hear about these events coming up, this conference coming up, and you too do well to register and attend. It's a moment where we get to see ourselves physically and enjoy the moment. I wouldn't want you to miss out. I'd love to see all your faces. I'm looking forward to seeing Chidi, Chukwudi-Madu. I'm looking forward to seeing Lydia. Looking forward to seeing Olem, Emmanuel, Emeh, Isiok, Andrew, and my Toastmasters crush, Ekwuchi. I'm looking forward to seeing Dr. Folo again. This is something I wouldn't want any of you out there in Port Harcourt to miss. This is our conference. Let's put our back to it and make it a success. Thank you very much, and over to you, Madam Toastmaster today. Don't miss out. That comes, it's coming.
Thank you very kindly, Mr. Conference Chair. Thank you for that, Chair. Thank you for giving us a bit of insight into what to expect. I know for sure that we'll have a lot of fun and we'll learn and we'll connect. For those who have attended the past two conferences, you will agree with me that the relationships that are formed and built in those conferences, they're certainly still thriving to this point. Because the truth is, when you attend these gatherings like this, and there's an influx of Toastmasters, you get to exchange ideas, you exchange contact, you exchange culture. There's a lot of mix and match that goes on. And when you come out of that, you definitely will be a changed person because you begin to see things from a completely different perspective. You will no longer be a local champion in your club, being the master. You go out and you see that, oh, okay, maybe there's someone who will give me a run of my money in this other club. And you also have friends and contacts outside of your present location. So make it a date. It's in June. We still have time to plan. You have time to prepare and to show up. So thank you very much, Toastmaster Ubong. And now we will segue into the manual speeches. And this segment is where members have taken the time to prepare their speeches, and they will come and deliver these speeches purposively. Our first speaker for this evening will be evaluated current table topics champ for Division D. The first evaluator, Toastmaster Emmanuel Emeh, will be evaluating Toastmaster Shakira Salahuddin. Toastmaster Emmanuel, before we invite Toastmaster Shakira to the virtual lecture, will you do us the honors and give us the speech objective for her presentation this evening? Toastmaster Emmanuel?
Pardon me, please. I logged out. So I missed out on the last 2 minutes or so.
All right. So I was inviting you to give us the speech objectives for Toastmaster Shakira.
All right, very well. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, Toastmasters everywhere joining, I would like to introduce to you Toastmaster Shakira. Toastmaster Shakira is on the presentation mastery pathway. And today she's going to be giving speech 3 in level 1. And the title of her speech is Mistakes Aren't Curses. I'm going to be looking out for her use of vocal variety, body movements, and everything. Toastmaster Shakira, good luck.
Thank you very kindly, Toastmaster Emmanuel. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, Toastmaster Shakira, if you are, can you please put on your, all right, I can see you now. You are, Claire, can you say something to be sure that you're audible?
All right. Good evening, Toastmaster of the day. Can you hear me? Can you
I can hear you loud and clear. Thank you, Toastmaster Shakira. Remember, you have 5 to 7 minutes for your speech, and I encourage you to use the word of the day, purposive, in your speech. Please take it away.
Thank you very much for that, Toastmaster of the day. Good evening, Toastmasters and amazing guests. If there's a saying that I live by, it is love your mistakes. They are your ticket to greatness. If somebody had told me this years back, I would have said, Habek shift. I am trying to avoid embarrassment, not to embrace them with love. Oftentimes, we attach shame to mistakes, like there's some form of punishment from above. in reality, in Nigeria of today, it is very costly to make mistakes. One error and boom, you are the next internet meme sensation. And someone will even say, now what for this generation? There's something powerful that I have realized. Mistakes are not curses, they are causes. If you pay close attention, they're teaching you some things, and sometimes they come with a promo code to unexpected growth. I remember the very first time I was opportuned, or unfortunately,
Is it just me or is our speaker experiencing network connection issues?
You're correct. Same thing here.
I forget my lines. Or worse, they laugh at me. I let nerves kick in and I totally forgot my lines. And I was incoherent the whole speech. But I didn't let that deter me or stop me. That day, I made a purposive decision to be a better public speaker. You see this speech, I must learn how to give it in front of a large audience. Growing up, we've been taught mistakes equal failure. In school, if we failed, we were not encouraged. We were scolded, mocked, and compared to Zainab that scored 98/10. So we carried this fear into adulthood, afraid to try new things, afraid to speak up, afraid to fail. But here is the twist. Every successful person that you know have made mistakes. In fact, lots of them. Aliko Dangote did not start with cement. He tried other businesses. Some flourished, some failed, but he learned. Mistakes are proof that you and I, we're trying. Aristotle once said, a person that doesn't make any mistake is somebody who does nothing. If you are growing, stretching, evolving, you will stumble, and that's very okay. Mistakes build character. There's an adage in Yoruba which says, a child who falls learn to walk with caution. Our error teaches us wisdom. Our error teaches us humility. Our error teaches us patience. Toastmasters and guests, this is something success will never ever teach us. They prepare us for something greater. Let us learn to love our mistakes. How do we love our mistakes? Number one, don't hide them. Tell your stories. Laugh at yourself. You're surprised how many people can relate to you. Number two, learn quickly. Don't repeat the same mistakes and call it grace. It is not grace. It is you. It is your village people. Make purposive decisions to get better. Number three, use it as a fuel. Recycle your mistakes into motivation, comedy, wisdom, or comedy. Look at kit makers. They are making a lot of money monetizing their mistakes. Dear Toastmasters and guests, mistakes are not proof that we are failure. They are proof that we are trying, we are learning. We are learning, we are trying. They are proof that we are on a path to something bigger. Remember, greatness is not for the perfect. It is for the brave, the bold, the bruised, but smiling individual. So when next to make mistake, don't say, Oh my God, I think it's a curse. I think my village people are after me. Pause, reflect, and ask yourself, what is it trying to teach me? Because every mistake is a curriculum. Every stumble is a step forward if you allow it. Loving your mistake is not a weakness. It is your ticket to greatness. And again, mistakes are not curses, but courses. Thank you very much for listening. And it's back to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Well, thank you very kindly, Toastmaster Shakira. For a moment there, I forgot I was a Toastmaster of the Day. I was engrossed in that speech. I was just listening to Toastmaster Shakira, dish out word after word. Very fantastic. I didn't notice Toastmaster Olem say words on marble. She gave out a lot. Matter of fact, maybe we should assign some of those your sayings to you. Toastmaster Shakira. Mistakes are not curses. They are courses. Oh boy, I could go on and on. I've got a notepad full of the sayings from Toastmaster Shakira, and I'm sure your evaluator will have a lot to say to you. But thank you for making us think. Thank you for pricking our brain. That's part where our shyness sits and balances like the landlord without, well, landlord does not pay rent, but it just sits there like it's the owner of the brain. Okay, we'll move on very quickly to our second speaker. Our second speaker this evening, Toastmaster Chigozie, will be evaluated by the Queen of Smiles herself, Customer Relationship Officer, who's the immediate past president of Lento Toastmasters. And to date, she will be evaluating a speech by Toastmaster Chigozie Dimgba. Toastmaster Chigozie, confirm that you're on the call, but I can't see your video on. Please put on your video if you are ready for your speech, as I invite your evaluator to please give us the objectives of your speech. Toastmaster Liz, you have control.
I thought I was the third speaker.
You're number 2, sir. Blessed are you amongst women. Toastmaster Liz.
Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Please confirm you can hear me, Madam CMOD.
Absolutely, I can hear you loud.
All right, thank you very kindly. Good afternoon once again, fellow Toastmasters and guests. As mentioned, I will be evaluating Toastmaster Chigozie's speech, whose speech objective, the purpose of Toastmaster Chigozie's speech is for him to speak, practicing using story within his speech or giving a speech that is a story. So what I'll be looking out for is the storyline he's going to be giving to us while he's speaking, and I would come back after his speech, which I believe will be purposively interesting for all of us to listen to give him evaluation on what he has spoken on. That will be what I would speak on for now. It's back to you, Madam CMOD. Thank you.
Thank you very kindly, Toastmaster Liz. Fellow Toastmasters and guys, Toastmaster Chigozie, speech topic, a pause before the storm. And this, we are absolutely very excited to listen. Toastmaster Chigozie, remember you have 5 to 7 minutes, and I encourage you to use the word of the day, purposive, in your speech. You have control.
Can you see me, please?
I can see you, I can hear you.
Fantastic. Pause before the storm. Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters, esteemed guests, good evening. So I ask, please, have you ever been so angry that you rehearsed every speech all in your head? I mean, word for word, how you destroy someone with pure surgical precision and with cold, calculated rage. Yeah, I had one of those moments just yesterday. It first started with a message. And what did the message read? It read, please, can you accept my nephew for industrial training in your office? That message was from my son. It was from my friend, Johnson. As I stared at my phone, I smiled. And you know that dark, sinister kind of smile. I didn't reply. I wasn't going to. I was waiting for him to call so I could strike. Not quietly, no. I really did want an audience. I wanted him embarrassed. Embarrassment was the burden I was preparing, and that I believed would be justice. That was when Sugar, my wife, sitting just beside me, heard me soliloquizing and asked with quiet tone, why do you want to do all that to your friend? What must he have done to deserve this kind of rage? So you see, I began 2 days ago, Johnson had called me on the phone. He said he had this job, a survey gig worth 2.6 million. And as a friend, he said he was going to give me this gig. Somebody was already coming for the gig, but he had to pen them and said was going to be purposive about it, and he was going to give me the gig. He said that is not a problem, and he will call me back. I waited and waited and waited. He never did call me back. I then called him. He called the phone on me and said again, dude, wait, I will call you back. Now he was sounding a bit impatient. He never did. And I woke up this morning to this message, calling me, texting me, asking me to help his nephew. What entitlement is this? I was damn livid. Where does he expect me to get the money to pay for this his nephew when he can't even support my business with a simple one that is within his arms? I backed out and then my anger wasn't just hot. It was nuclear. It was like an atomic bomb. I rehearsed the exact words I was going to use. I had it all planned. My speech, my tone, my thunder, the drama. I was going to destroy this guy. I was ready for the storm. Now, Nene was very purposive and direct as she snarled, gentleman, you're too emotional and you are now sounding too entitled. Please take it easy. I interjected now with my voice roaring like thunder, and I shouted, you can never see anything from my point of view, woman. You are so not supportive. This argument and this shout was still ongoing. And then my phone rang. I looked at my phone. It was Johnson. The car went silent. And like a pause before the thunder, my fingers called into a fist. This was it. I was breathing hard, but I was trying to catch my breath. The moment I would unleash everything I stored, before I could speak, before I could unleash, he spoke. But then softly, he said, Baseman, as he fondly calls me, my wife used my phone to send you a message. He said you've not responded. Please talk to her. And he passed the phone to her. Now it was Medwa. Medwa, his wife, is a lady I respect so deeply, and I regard her as my big sister. Now her voice was calm. And she went on, Baseman, please, would you help my nephew? You know I love you. Bye-bye. Wow. I was weak. I couldn't still talk. I was holding my breath. Then Joseph collected the phone. Now his voice cracked like somebody that's been beaten so shabbily. He went on, please, man, my mother has been sick for the past 3 days. I've not been able to sleep, no rest, nobody to help me. You know, my siblings have gone abroad. Wow. Now, I'm sure you all know how close I am to my mother, my late mother. So I feel very, very emotional when people talk about their mother. And I went and said, Johnson, sorry, your mother is not sick. So it's a beast, man. I can't lie to you, my mom. Now, Johnson wasn't just making excuses. He wasn't defensive. He wasn't begging. I could feel the exhaustion, the pain, the reality he was breaking. And suddenly my anger shattered. And me, I melted. All I could say was, I'm so sorry. That was on speaker. That call was on speaker. Nne heard it all. And when the call ended, she turned to me slowly and with the most mock, satisfied grin asked me, "So, gentleman, why didn't you shout at him again?" We burst out laughing, but inside me, something wasn't laughing. It was shifting. Anger is loud, but guilt whispers, and that whisper can echo in your life for days. I had dodged the bullet of my own pride. I felt ashamed because the truth is that I had judged him, condemned him, punished him without trial. I'd written a full script in my head and never for once thought to ask, what if something deeper is going on? I was wrong. I was so sure I'd been wronged, but I only knew half the truth. And that right there is the danger of judgment, the danger of assuming you are the victim in a story that hasn't fully unfolded. Ladies and gentlemen, you see, anger is a storm, loud, chaotic, and convincing. But sometimes the wisest thing you can do is to pause, wait, ask, and listen. Because in that pause, you may hear the sound of someone drowning quietly. And if you listen long enough, you may realize that the enemy you were ready to fight was never your enemy at all. A pause before the storm might just save you from becoming the storm that ruins something sacred. Thank you very much. Toastmaster of the day.
Wow. Wow, 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 wow. We're in for a treat this afternoon. Toastmaster Chigozie. If you listen long enough, you will realize that what the enemy you're trying to fight is not your enemy at all, or rather not the enemy. Oh, that is some motivational something right there. Anger is loud, but guilt whispers. I followed you through that journey, that story. As a storyteller myself, I love a good story. And this was an absolutely phenomenal story. That kind of story where you just want to go on, keep going. But thank you, Toastmaster Chigozie, and thank you for sharing those nuggets with us, because even within your story, there are messages. There's a core message in there for us. It has to do with just taking that deep breath and pausing before you take whatever action you want to take so you don't regret it. Now we'll move on very quickly to our third speaker. And our third speaker this afternoon, this evening, will be evaluated by distinguished Toastmaster Damilare. Distinguished Toastmaster Damilare is a digital strategist and club. Toastmaster Dami enjoys cycling and reading. I wonder why he does not have digitalization in there, because he absolutely is a master when it comes to digital media. And today, Toastmaster Damilare, DTM, will be evaluating the speech of Toastmaster Ekwuchi. Toastmaster Dami, if you can hear me, oh, I see your video. Can you please do us the honors and give us the objective of Toastmaster Ekwuchi's speech?
Thank you very much, Madam Toastmaster of the Day, for that beautiful introduction. And next time I will add digitalization to my profile. Okay, I have the honor of evaluating the third and then the last speaker for today's meeting. The speaker is on the Persuasive Influence Path, Level 5, Project 1. The purpose of this project is for the member to apply the leadership and planning knowledge to develop a project plan, organize a guidance committee, and implement the plan with the help of a team. This is going to be a two-part speech. So today, the speaker is delivering the first speech, which is for the member to introduce the plan and vision. Tama, please take note, the speaker has 5 to 7 minutes. And during the evaluation segment of today's meeting, I will be back to deliver the report. Over to you, the Toastmaster today.
Thank you very kindly, Toastmaster Dami, DTM. Toastmaster Ekwuchi has titled her speech, Do As I Do. Toastmaster Ekwuchi, we wish you the very best. Remember, 5 to 7 minutes, and I encourage you to use the word of the day, purposive, in your speech. You have control.
Have you ever been delusional before? Well, I have. I was of the opinion that I could walk into a place and just be a fly on the wall. Capital delusional. Good evening, Toastmasters and guests, friends on this call. I've been the kind of child that grew up in a family as the last child, and all the time I've been given all the attention I require, all the love that is there to give. But I grew up just wanting to be me, just because I grew up around so many older siblings. Let me shock you. My immediate older brother is 10 whopping years older than me. So you can imagine what my childhood was like. I never got to play with anyone. I was a one-man squad for a very long time. Growing up this way, I enjoyed my own company. I didn't need anyone to be around me. So I'd love to walk into a place, sit on my own, do what I need to do, and go away. But I'll give you a story where all of this changed. 2 years ago, I joined a new church. For the Christians here in our midst, you know about church assemblies. I walked in there and I felt like I was, in my usual fashion, going to be a fly on the wall. Go in, come out. And one of these days, we had a session where there had to be breakout rooms. I was asked the question, and casually, keyword, casually, no level of purposiveness at all, I answered this question. In Gen Z parlance, tell me why I am in the General Overseer's office the next day, being asked to organize the biggest concert in Port Harcourt, the biggest musical concert in Port Harcourt for youths. I still do not understand how I got there. Anyway, I'm not going to bore you with all of the details and the back and forth and how I said, oh, no, I don't want to do it. And he says, oh, no, you should do it. And told me 10 things and 10 reasons why he thought I was great for this job. I had been assigned to be the project manager to do something that has run for 9 years. This was going to be the 10th edition this year. Was it a Herculean task? Of course. But I'd already been given the task. I needed to find a way forward. So I sat down and I began to draw up a plan. There's 6 stages to planning an event like this. First is the conceptualization phase, where you gather a group of people together and tell them what exactly it is that you're thinking. You call the head of production, the head of protocol, you call every stakeholder. Publicity has to be there, the technical people with all the technical expertise have to be present while that is happening. The next stage is the planning stage, where you know how many guests are to come for this concert, what the logistics plan will be, how many guest artists are coming in. Then you have the preparation phase, where you begin to sell things like merchandise, you go out to get publicity going consistently. Then you have the actual live event, and then the post event, which is the review phase. All of these things were set out before me. This event is to happen in the next 12 weeks, to be precise, sometime in September. Actual date yet to be disclosed. We have already started. We are right now in the preparation and planning phase. The concept is already there. We want to do something different. We want to make sure that people, not just, typically we would have people from Port Harcourt, guest artists from Port Harcourt, but this year, I want us to have people from outside Port Harcourt, outside the city. It's a youth program. We're going to take it up a notch. It's amplified 10. 10 is the number. And I do not want to be associated with failure. So definitely, I will make sure that this is the best concert that anyone has recorded in the history of this concert. What I've done in my space is make sure that every single person is thinking just the way I'm thinking. As a leader, I have adopted the mantra of do as I do and not just as I say. I must make sure that I lay out the templates, make sure that I behave in a way that engenders trust, make sure that I command authority, make everyone around me dedicated, committed to this purpose. We're going to make sure that this is the best there ever is. As for sponsorship, we have letters going out to different companies, different individuals, asking them to do us well and sponsor the program. We're calling for volunteers as well to serve with different things, to serve as different things in the concert, such as helping out with ushering, helping out with logistics, and also driving to the different routes there is. As a leader, it was rough. Waldo Emerson, rather, who said, he's an American essayist, and he said, "Let your actions speak so loudly that no one can hear what you're saying." That is the mantra I intend to follow. Purposively, I would make sure that I act in a way that makes sure that I motivate all my team members, beginning from the greatest to the least, from programs to publicity to logistics to transportation. Every single person has to be on the same page as me. This wasn't a guest. I'm going to come back to you in a couple of weeks to tell you how this went. Best believe will be great. If you're on this call and you think you can sponsor or you think you can be a volunteer, jump into my DMs. We would love to have you as we go on a journey to making a dream become a reality. The biggest youth musical concert in Port Harcourt. See you there. And it's back to you, the Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you very kindly, Project Manager Ekwuchi. Absolutely looking forward to that amplified thing. You've just whet our appetite. Now we're looking forward to September, looking forward to that date, and looking forward to come have fun in the event that you've planned. But thank you for sharing that, your journey through this event planning and organization with us. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, that brings us to the end of the prepared speech segment. If you have not been dropping your love notes in the chat, I encourage you to do so for our speakers. At this point, I want to invite our timer to please give us the timing speeches, the timing for the speeches. How did our speakers do? Did they all speak within time? Did they speak over time or under time? Please share with us.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster of the day. All prepared speeches. TM Chekina spoke for 6 minutes 12 seconds. TM Chigozie spoke for 7 minutes 22 seconds. While TM Joy spoke for 6 minutes 22 seconds. Thank you. Over to you.
Thank you very kindly, Madam Timer. All our speakers spoke within time. And now it's that time where we do what? We will vote. Why that is perhaps, and it's perhaps going to happen, I would want to invite Madam President for our next segment, which is welcoming of guests. Madam President.
Thank you so much, Madam TMOD. I've absolutely had a swell time. I just grabbed a cup of water to wet my throat, seeing that I just spoke. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us. We have 26 people on the call as it stands. In the beginning of the meeting, our VPE had asked us to rename ourselves so that we can identify who our guests are on the call. So if I do not see a TM in front of your name, I would assume that you're a guest. So good to see you, Adebola Kolowole. Aline, even if I don't see a TM in front of your name, I know that you are not a first-time guest at this point. So I see Cheesy, welcome, Crispy, Emmanuel Bello, Ifyok Andrews. I see an iPhone, wherever that is, welcome. Lizzie Solomon, Miracle Mirado. I see, yes, and those are the guests we have on the call. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We love having guests on the call. Thank you for attending. It is always a great time when we see our guests on the call. The purposiveness that you put into attending our meetings over and over again, we do not take for granted. Thank you so much. Please make sure that you join us again. We'd love to see you. At the end of this meeting, you'll get a form where you can give some feedback. We always love to hear from you. Thank you, and I hope you're enjoying the meeting so far. We're not done. There's still a lot to come. Even the most important part is yet to come. So don't go anywhere. Sit back, relax, and enjoy while the TM Chigozie continues to take us on this ride. Thank you, and it's back to you, the Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you most graciously, Madam President, and welcome again to our guest. That is a fantastic welcome segment. Now we'll segue into a very interesting segment. It's called the interactive segment. And this segment, I think, let me just, our facilitator, our guy for this segment is another Toastmaster Olem, and I know she's always coming with something fresh, something engaging, something thought-provoking each time she facilitates the interactive segment. And I know that this time she's definitely going to lead us through it. If you do not know, the interactive segment is a purposive one. So sit back, relax, and allow yourself to be thrilled. Toastmaster Olem, over to you.
Thank you so very kindly, DTM Chidi, for the warmth of your introduction. Now, we're going to keep this really quick because we're behind time. So you're going to help me. I want to ask you, what is that loop at the back of a shirt? What is it called? And why is it even there? Can anybody help me here? Please, I want responses, whether it's in the chat or you want to unmute and answer. What is it there for? Anybody, please feel free. At this point in time, you're free to unmute and speak. Have you not asked yourself, like you have some shirts, there are some loops
A
behind?
hanger hoop, a hanger loop, I
Okay,
think.
hanger loop. Any other person? I don't even want to tell you what I used to use this thing for my shirt to do. But here's the story behind it. Now, apparently, these are called hanger loops by sailors, or a locker loop if you were in an Ivy League school in the 1930s. Here's the twist. They were fashioned to keep shirts wrinkle-free, which is what we understand. I mean, if you're hanging something, you want it to be wrinkle-free, right? But these things became a relationship status symbol. So apparently, guys on campus, when they are taking or in a relationship, they would take off their loops and give it to their girlfriends. And then the girls in exchange will have to tie the guy's scarf. I just thought to share that. I just thought we should hear that. Now, to this one. Please confirm that you can see the Molue bus in quotes in our local parlance. You can see the school bus or the public transportation bus that you see there. Thank you. Have you ever wondered why these buses are colored this shade of yellow and why they have those black stripes? Ever wondered? Anyone? Please now, am I talking to myself? Please unmute. Oh. Is that what?
To make them visible. Up Nepa color.
I mean, if the bus is blue, we'll see it now. I mean, even if the bus is silver, we'll see it. Even if it's white, we'll see it. Why are these buses painted? So I got a bit curious because there were lots of conspiracy theories on the internet about how the colors were and the stripes were supposed to show you the shoulder area. So it shows that where the top black line is, the very first black stripe is where your shoulders will be. Where the middle one is where you have your seat pants or the seat bottoms. And then where the last one is where the floor of the bus is. So if you were in a fire incident, firefighters would know what part of the bus to cut open and be able to extricate people and things like that. But the real story behind this is that these buses are actually designed for safety. Yeah. Apparently, the human brain does not see this hue of yellow like it sees the others. Our brain tends to see this color the most of the entire visible color spectrum. And so the people who thought about making school buses safe thought that they could use this yellow. The black lines are exactly where you have what we call rub rails or reinforcement bars. What that means is that if a truck were to ram into this vehicle right now, those railings help to hold the bus intact from that side. And that's why we actually have those stripes. So now that you know, when next you go to Lagos or you go somewhere else where your buses or vehicles are painted yellow and black, you just be like, very safe people. Thank you. And it's back to you, DTM Chidi.
Thank you very kindly, Toastmaster Olem. That was absolutely very educative. Now I know. Now when I see these buses, I'm just going to be having this thought running through my head. But thank you very much for that. And this is one aspect of the Pecten Toastmasters Club meeting that I enjoyed, because you come and you definitely know that you're living with something new, not just from the speeches, but from every day, like the everyday engagement life. So thank you very much, Toastmaster Olem. Now we will segue to the evaluation segment. We've come from the opening of the meeting. We have had speech after speech, prepared and unprepared, and now we're at that point where we get feedback on how we are fair. And I would want to re-invite to the virtual lectern this evening our general evaluator, who was very purposive in the start of the meeting when he introduced himself and his role players. Now we'll hear from them and we'll learn from them. Toastmaster Shehu, if you're still on the call, you have control of the virtual lectern.
I think he's having issues with network. He got bumped off a couple of times. So you can actually proceed, or if you need me to support, I could do that.
All right. Okay, thank you. Well, I will stand in for the general evaluator until he joins us back in the meeting. We will start with the speech evaluations. And I will want to invite Toastmaster Emmanuel to give us the evaluation for the speech delivered by Toastmaster Shakira. Toastmaster Emmanuel, over to you.
Please confirm you can hear me loud and clear.
Loud and clear.
All right, Madam Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters and guests, and especially purposive Toastmaster Shakira. Today we were treated, believe you me, to what was bold, what was brave, what was beautifully delivered. Mistakes aren't curses. It was not just a speech, it was a statement. And that is what I saw and heard. Toastmaster Shakira, you dreamed us with the stars and you walked us through a perspective that I believe many will not explore, but you did it with poise and you did it, importantly, purposive energy. So let me start at this point to walk you through the things I believe were very brilliant. Your voice was loud and it was very, very clear. You didn't just hear your message. I felt it. You came in strong and you came on purposively. You were animated using your hands and your body and your presence. You used them with intention. You moved with meaning. Each gesture I saw complemented your words rather than competing with them. You were not just speaking to me. You were an embodiment of your message. Then there was the memorable one-liners. Who could ever forget those one-liners? Mistakes are not curses, but they are curses. And this one I love the most. Every mistake is a curriculum. That is something, even as a teacher, I would like to study. It was pure gold, Shakira. You gave us not just a message, but you gave it purposively. You was a mantra, several mantras that you gave to us. Your call to action, it was sharp, it was unapologetic. You didn't even take permission to be heard. You commanded it. And that's, my Toastmaster friend, that is where confident speakers come out from. You spoke not just to inform us, your speech transformed us. And now, in spite of all the great things that you did, but in the spirit of growth, let me offer a few recommendations, just a few recommendations. First, while your vocal presence was strong, really strong, your vocal variety, however, could have been more dynamic. Very well, you hit those high notes with passion and excitement. But I tell you, the lower notes could have been even present. You see, purposive dips in notes can be just as powerful as they speak. Those what they call crescendo in music. Those quiet lower moments, what they do is to invite people to want to listen to you. They create intimacy and they make the message land even deeper. Secondly, was your virtual background. Unfortunately, your virtual background took much away from your expressiveness. Your hand and your vital movements, they were purposive, but they were sometimes taken away by those blurs that were around you. You see, in a speech focused on body language, your full visibility is your superpower. Maybe you should try a plain background or even a natural background. Thirdly, I also observe your eye contact. In a virtual setting, this means looking at the camera and not the screen, as some do, and of course you do so. Now, I know how tempting it is to want to look at yourself, in the video, and also your audience, but looking at the lens directly, it creates that direct connection. It is a small tweak, but it is purposively hugely pays off. So let me not forget the lightning. Your words lit up the screen very well, but greater lightning could have made your expressions clearer. A simple adjustment with a ring light, or maybe facing an open window, would have made your expressions even much more clearer. And those are the things that will make it more purposive and give it purposive impact in what you do. Now, let me end with this. Despite those areas of improvement, I believe that you gave a very, very purposefully powerful performance. You took common mistakes and you turned it into a roadmap of growth. You challenged me to refrain failure and to reevaluate, not just with pity, but with pride. You didn't just speak to me, you empowered me. So, Toastmaster Shakira, your speech was more than just an assignment. It was purposive mission. And you, my friend, you executed it with flair. So it is an honor for me to be evaluating you, Toastmaster Shakira. And I'm very grateful I'm invited to this group. And I look forward to hearing you speak once again. Toastmaster of the Day. Thank you.
Thank you very kindly, Toastmaster Emmanuel, for that insightful and purposive evaluation of the speech by Toastmaster Shakira. I hope everyone is speaking from this, because evaluation is not just for the speaker, but for everyone on the call to actually learn from and pick something that's applicable to you, so that when you're speaking, you apply them to be better. We'll move on to our second evaluator for today, the Queen of Smiles herself, evaluating the speech by Toastmaster Chigozie. Toastmaster Liz, you have control of the virtual lecture. Please remember you have a maximum of 3 minutes for your evaluation. Thank you. Take it away.
Thank you most kindly, Madam TMOD. Please confirm you can hear me. All right, thank you. Toastmaster Chigozie, congratulations, I would want to say. Please, can we give Toastmaster Chigozie a round of applause for this beautiful speech? Thank you, everyone. Thank you. You started your speech with a question, which was relative to everyone in the room. And I saw people raising their hands, using the chat box to say yes to your question. That was a very good one, which I love. And then you went into the story of yourself and how anger almost took the better part of you. The purpose of your speech is for you to tell us a story. And you told us about the pause before the storm. You did a very good one, Toastmaster Chigozie. I liked how you talked about, you used figures of speech. When you first said the word that you were going to use your thunder to destroy him, I laughed. I said, oh, this man is, let me use the Igbo language. This man is an Amadioha Hassan, which is thunder, God of thunder. You get, I loved the fact that you infused that into your speech. And you used other figures of speech. When you said, when you saw his message, you roared like a thunder. And then you said his voice was ranting. Those were things that made me want to listen more to your speech. You used words like anger. Before the storm, you should take a pause. And then you also said things like, anger is a punishment that we give to ourselves. Who here would not listen to that and not want to listen more to your speech? However, how you still made this, there were things that I looked out for, which in your story, I would have loved to see to get more better. And these are a few of them. Now, when you asked your audience a question, I would have loved to hear you listen to the audience reply, or at least Just tell somebody to unmute and reply. That will show you that your audience is following through with you. Then when giving your speech, such a speech that would make you use your hand or your body, I was looking out for you to stand. So that when you talked about the anger, I could see your whole body raging with anger. I didn't see that. So you might want to look into that. Then, when speaking about people, you talked about Nne, your wife. I wanted to hear her voice from you. I only heard yours. Same as your friend, the conversation. So you could change the voice and make us hear an Nne's voice, the female voice. That would carry your audience along to know Nne was speaking. You mentioned gig. You mentioned dude. These are not common English language, but these are slangs. You might just want to tell your audience what a gig means, what the dude means. So everyone is carried along. But again, these are the areas I could speak on. I will get back to you after this to tell you more on that. I just want to mention that I loved how you ended with a call to action, reminding us of the importance of taking a pause, of the importance of not judging people when we have not heard the full part of the story, and of the importance of finding out before we conclude, not allowing anger to overshadow us. You did well with your story. It was great. And I want to say again, congratulations. And I wish you all the best as we continue to hear you speak. Thank you. And it's back to you, the TMOD.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Liz, for that purposive and insightful, engaging evaluation of Toastmaster Chigozie's speech. I did pick from your evaluation, and I'll be applying them to my future speeches. Now, fellow Toastmasters and guys, let us move on to our third speaker. I will hear from our third evaluator, Toastmaster Damilare DTM, evaluating the speech by Toastmaster Ekwuchi. DTM Damilare, you have control of the lifetime.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much, the Toastmaster of the day. And I also have to say thank you to Toastmaster Ekwuchi for that excellent speech. Do as I do. That's an amazing title to have. And you have an excellent opening. Have you ever been delusional before? I mean, when you start with a question like that, it brings the audience in. Okay, what should we be delusional about? And you have a great use of language, fly on the wall. And your speech had elements of great storytelling. You were relaxed. You shared your enthusiasm about the projects you're about to embark on. And we know that projects usually could be somehow cold and intense. So you bringing that personality, that elements of your personality into you telling us about the project you're about to embark on is actually a great and an exciting approach. So I also love the fact that you talked about the planning process. You talked about the conceptualization stage, the planning stage, as well as the preparation stage. Now, for a great speech like this, especially for your first speech where you get to introduce the projects you're about to embark on, as well as your team. So what are the things I felt you could have improved on? So first, I'll first comment about that you had a great use of your hands as the hand gestures, able to talk. Use your hand to amplify what you were saying. It was great, but it felt like you were sitting down, so your hands were developed for large parts of your presentation, which could be a bit distracting. So maybe next time, for especially considering the fact that you are telling us, you're presenting an idea you're about to embark on, your planning process behind a project you're about to embark on. You may want to maybe apply the standing position when you want to present that. Also, you mentioned the groups we are working with and you've already involved in the planning process. I also like to learn more about the core members of your team. The team is working with you in planning the whole thing, by reaching out for sponsors, by reaching out to the technical team and all. Also maybe their qualifications, just to show your expertise, right, in hiring qualified hands in helping you plan the project. And all this didn't take away from your speech. I love the fact that you ended with a quote that resonates with the project you're planning on, as well as the title of your speech, Do As I Do, ending with a quote by Ralph Waldo Emerson. Let your actions speak so loudly, I cannot hear what you are saying. So anyways, I would like to say that was a great speech, and since it's an actual project, not I alone, but every single person on this call is looking forward to that massive, massive event you're about to execute. I can't wait to participate when you execute on the project. Thank you, and all the best to you. What to you, the Toastmaster of the day?
Thank you very kindly, distinguished Toastmaster Damilare, for that succinct and purposive evaluation. Thank you so much for sharing that. Now we will move on to the table topics evaluation, and I want to invite our table topics evaluator, Toastmaster Tobiloba, to please give us the evaluation for table topics. Toastmaster Toby.
Thank you very much, the TMOD. Good evening, dear Toastmasters and guests. Trust we've had a purposive meeting so far. So, regarding our table topics, I first of all want to start by saying the word of the day, purposive, and the theme, Festina Lente, making haste slowly, actually sort of like coincide. I want us to briefly reflect on how these concepts complement each other. And again, remember, being purposive means acting with clear intentions and specific aims, while Festina Lente reminds us that deliberate, measured progress often yields better results. With these in mind, let us turn to our evaluations. So Toastmaster Ubong, very well done on taking on this challenge. You were asked to tell us about a moment when being patient paid off. You started the speech like the veteran you are, immediately setting the scene of our fast-paced world where the rate at which change is changing is even marveling. I mean, I thought that was funny, infusing humor. Your purposive approach to the topic shined through when you shared that personal revelation where things were moving quickly, but in fact, in the negative direction. You said, and I quote, "When I make one step forward, I'm making two steps backward." And because I have a sentiment with metaphors, I really loved the lion metaphor that you shared. You said, like a lion would wait for the prey for the right moment. I waited, knowing very well that if I am impatient, I will go hungry. This perfectly embodied our theme, Festina Lente, making haste slowly. I especially appreciated how you connected it with leadership. And in your conclusion, you said the world is fast, but you can choose to slow it down with patience. That was a very meaningful and reflective piece to share. One area of improvement would be in the quality of your audio. While your message was powerful, your audio was sort of like muffled, and it was difficult to catch some key details that you had shared. You know, so overall, your speech was compelling, and I loved how the delivery was impeccable. Thank you. To Toastmaster Aline or Aline, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly. Right. Thank you for sharing your story. You were asked to share or to share a time when going slowly actually helped you achieve something faster. And I particularly loved the fact that you started with an anecdote. It was very powerful about how your PhD thesis files went missing. That was immediately attention grabbing. I think that storytelling anecdotes as your intro is one hack to grab your audience's attention and lock them in. You shared with us how a missing file threatened your academic career. Your storytelling was very compelling, and you walked us through a very emotional journey of discovering your file and how it went on to even, pave the way for you to eventually work as a professor in the same school. And I love that you made it you made an effort to paint a picture of the flip side. You said, if I had taken action quickly or hastily, like going to the court to report people, I don't think I would have ever graduated or even gotten to defend my thesis. And you should also share the closing wisdom, which I think stood out. She said something along the lines of, when things get tough, changing the gear to a slower speed is important. This perfectly embodies, again, the theme Festina Lente. One area of improvement will be pacing when you're speaking. Your delivery was slightly rushed, which, I mean, in fact, is in contrast with your message about slowing down. A more measured pace would have strengthened your message and given it, more power. Overall, I thought your speech was compelling. Well done, and keep speaking. Finally, Toastmaster Paul, you thank you first of all, for addressing the important question of teaching patience to young people in today's world. You purposively identified the home as a starting point, highlighting that parents, in fact, have a major role to play in instilling the habits or the culture or the trait of patience in their kids. Your example about your educational journey, how you had decided to, lock in for hours to study and to pass. You also painted a picture of the results of doing something hastily and how it never paid off. I loved it. And I particularly loved how you were able to tie it into your personal life. So it shows that you really understood the question and it was something that was extremely relatable to you. For improvement, I would suggest that starting with a stronger opening than I think would have been great. Perhaps a direct statement like um, um, repeating the question. That's a trick that always does it. It will give you the opportunity to quickly think about a more powerful and attention grabbing intro. Overall, your message was clear, and you also pass the message to parents on this call as well. So also go back to Draymond and see where they are getting it right and areas they can also improve. Thank you, and it's back to you, the TMOD.
Thank you very kindly, Toastmaster Tobiloba, for that very insightful, detailed, and purposive feedback. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, now we'll move on and we'll get the feedback from the tag team. Let us start with getting the report from our grammarian, Toastmaster Lydia. Can you please give us a report, the language report? How have we fared with the language and the use of the word of the day?
Thank you so kindly, Toastmaster of the day. I had a swell time. I don't know who else is with me on that. Can you wave if you're with me on that? Yeah, thank you, thank you, thank you so, so much. I love the way we purposively infuse the word of the day in our speeches. It was really magical, and I must commend everyone, every speaker. We did great. So as per our report, the general evaluator, Toastmaster Shehu, used the word of the day 5 whooping times. Toastmaster Shakira used the word of the day twice. Toastmaster Leeds used the word of the day twice as well. Toastmaster Chigozie Dimgba used the word of the day twice. Toastmaster Ekwuchi used the word of the day twice. Toastmaster Emmanuel Emeh, oh my God, he actually murdered the word of the day by using it 9 whooping times. Well done, well done. That was a great one. Toastmaster Tobiloba used the word of the day 4 times. And the WOD award goes to drum rolls. I need drum rolls in the house. Good, good, good. It goes to Toastmaster Chidi. That's the Toastmaster of the day. She used the word of the day 12 whooping times. That's amazing. That's amazing. Madam Toastmaster of the Day, you are really amazing. As per spectacular quotes and words used in today's meeting, in fact, I had so many and I just had to narrow down to a few. Toastmaster Shakira, I can't get enough of you. Your speeches are always compelling, magnetic, beautiful, purposive, and I loved how you said this. Please love your mistakes. Mistakes are proof that you and I are growing. That's a nugget I will take out of here and apply to my life. And I'm sure that that is the general feeling in the house. Thank you for that quote. Toastmaster Dimgba, I love how you said that I dodged a bullet of my own pride. That's another big nugget I took out of the meeting. Overall, I had a great time. I am so happy to report that 70% of the speakers infused the word of the day in their speech. Thank you, and it's back to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you very kindly, Toastmaster Lydia Grammarian, for your purposive and detailed report. Thank you so much. Now we'll move on very quickly and we'll get the report for the accountant/listening evaluator, Toastmaster Olufemi. Toastmaster Femi, please let us have your report.
Thank you very kindly, the General Evaluator. First of all, I would like everyone to appreciate every speaker who have spoken today. Please let us appreciate everyone. During today's meeting, Toastmaster Kofoworola used the word the next tip twice. Toastmaster Ubong used the word "are" one time and repeat the word there twice. Toastmaster Paul used the word "are" three times, and three times, and I one time. Guest Professor Allen used the word one time, twice. Toastmaster Chidi used and one time. Toastmaster Shakira repeat the word your just once. Toastmaster Liz, okay, she was perfect today. Toastmaster Chigozie used the word one time. Toastmaster Toby used the word one time. Thank you very kindly, and that is all for the Alcatraz report. Then, to who said what? Who said every stumble is a step forward if you allow it. Every stumble is a step forward if you allow it. Who said that?
Toastmaster Shakira.
Wow, that's great. Toastmaster Shakira. Because of our time, then, who said, I will wait like a lion, wait for a prey? Who said that?
Toastmaster Chigozie.
Toastmaster Ubong.
Ubong. Oh, I didn't hear that one. I missed that one.
Thank you very much. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you very kindly, Toastmaster Femi, for your report. Let us now move very quickly to get our timer's report. Timer, can you give us the rest of your report? have we fared generally with time, and how did I evaluate us during time?
Thank you very much, Toastmaster of the day. Okay, for table topics, they were all within time except for Paul, that exceeded time with 13 seconds. Then for our speech evaluator, Mr. TM Emmanuel exceeded time with 2 minutes 14 seconds. TM Elizabeth exceeded time with 1 minute. DTM Damilare was within time. Tobiloba exceeded time with 3 minutes 70 seconds. TM Lydia and Olufumi. They were within time. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you very kindly, Madam Timer, for your report. Now, our general evaluator is still not back in the meeting room, and we will progress. I want to thank Pecten Toastmasters for a fantastic session that we've had today. I'll start commending the role players for being on time and on point. It's always great to see such punctuality and preparedness, and it definitely showed in today's meeting. I thought that the segments were incredibly fun and engaging. There's always something new to look forward to in the Pecten Toastmasters Club, and I think there's something that we can take out and take to respective clubs. Our speakers and our evaluators delivered spectacular performances. Each speech had a core message that it felt like the speech that comes after another just built on that in terms of energy and in terms of the message that is out there. I love that each brought something unique and something insightful to the table. You agree with me that the speeches were impactful. The evaluations that we had were in-depth, they were constructive, they were thoughtful, and they were encouraging, not just to the speakers, but to everyone. I want to give a special shout out to our table topics master, who I thought was on a different level today. A special shout out to our conference chair, who charged us to prepare and be ready for the conference. And shout out to our interactive segment facilitator for that insightful and educative session. I thought that our Zoom master was super efficient today, on point, anticipating what was going to come, and did not wait for anybody to say, can I have this up? The introductions were up there. The slide came up at the time it should, right on the money. So thank you so much. Everything just showed that there was an intentional, plan and preparedness for today's meeting. Nothing was taken for granted, and that was why everything was able to come true together. I love that at the start, before the meeting started, there was this encouragement to encourage the role players to join in at least 15 to 30 minutes before the session, test out the devices, and just be prepared. And that did help, because I know that a lot of the Euro players were in the room. Everyone was in the room before the meeting started. So Pecten Toastmasters Club, thank you for an engaging, well-organized session. And thank you for giving us an opportunity to learn and to grow. Keep it up. It's great work. What's this? It said that the gifts or the reward for a good work is more work. So keep it up. Our expectation is up here. We'll continue to expect great things from Pecten and always come with a high level of expectation. So thank you so much that everyone who's made today's meeting a fantastic time out. Well, that is it. General evaluation meeting. Now I will give control back to the Toastmaster of the day to round up the meeting. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, thank you so much for the opportunity to serve as the Toastmaster of the day. If you did not take anything away from this meeting, take this. Mistakes are not curses. You should love your mistakes, because why? They are tickets to greatness. And every successful person that you know, no matter how great that person is, that person made mistakes. Our mistakes build our character, so we should turn them to motivation for us to move forward. And whilst you're doing that, remember to take a pause before the storm. Before you blow out in anger, take time to just take a pause. Why? Because anger, but guilt does what? It does whisper. And in that pause that you're having, you should listen carefully. Because if you do, you realize that the person you're going to lash out at is really not your enemy. And while you're moving through this and you're going through your Don't just be there to observe. Take action and make a difference. Let your action speak so loud that people will marvel at what you're able to do. And remember the theme of our meeting, Festina Lente, make haste slowly. Take each step with purpose and let your progress be intentional. Thank you for the opportunity to have been your Toastmaster of the day. At this point, I'll be signing out as Toastmaster of the day for today's meeting. Madam President, over to you.
Confirm that you can hear me.
Yes, we can.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the end of today's meeting. It's been exceptionally great. It's been good. I totally apologize for the extra time we've taken. It is not in our nature. We're a lot more purposive than this. Without further ado, just to give you a couple of announcements. The next meeting is going to happen on Tuesday, May 6, 2025. Our division contests are coming up on the 27th of this month. We know we've gone through club area. We're now at the division level. I'm totally excited. Looking forward to this. Toastmasters Nigerian Conference, whoop, June 13th to 14th, 2024. If you know you want to see me in person, if you see me virtually, if you want to see me in person, in my full glory, it's not this Toastmasters and guests welcome. See me in groove mode, enjoyment mode, then you should come to this conference. Yes, where we'll let our hair down and just have an amazing time while also learning with other great Toastmasters. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been my pleasure to do this today with you. Thank you for joining every single person that has stayed up until the 17th, despite the time constraints. We love you, we appreciate you, and we're looking forward to seeing you next time. Before we go, let's just play around with our tongue twister. Unique New York, unique New York, unique New York, unique. I like this one. That's how I'm doing it. So all of those, if I don't like it, I will give it away quickly. But I've done it 3 times. Let's see who's gonna go again. I see the videos of TMOD and Toastmaster Emmanuel. So I'm gonna have one of them do it. So Emmanuel, do you want to try? Say it quickly 5 times.
Absolutely.
Please go ahead.
Unique New York. 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 Unique New York.
Your counting is, but it's okay. So all of his day happen like, but it's okay, it's fine. We'll give it to you because you get such an amazing evaluation. We'll let you get away with that. All right, TMOD, try.
Okay, let me try. How many times do I have to say it?
5 times.
5.
Woohoo!
All right, let's go. Unique New York, unique New York, unique New York, unique New York, unique New York.
Woo! Well done. All righty, and that's a wrap. Thank you so much for joining. This is time to unmute, socialize, say your goodbyes, your hellos. Thank you, everyone. All the role players. I'm going to give a full-blown appreciation on the role players group chat because of time, but I just want you to know that I appreciate you and thank you for joining us today. Bye, everyone. Because all them.
Yeah.
Bye, everyone.
Well done.
Thank you.
Bye, and thank you.
Bye,
everyone.
Bye, everyone. Thanks,
everyone.
TM Chidi. Thanks to
Yeah,
Toastmaster
bye,
Emmanuel. Bye, everyone.
You're
Cheery.
welcome. Bye.
Bye.